Today we are checking back in with Cardano's ADA coin. We're going to be performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see the price of ADA go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. We are taking another look at Cardano's ADA coin, a coin that I'm extremely bullish on long term. We're going to be using various indicators such as moving averages and the relative strength index in order to make some predictions on where we can expect to see ADA go in the near future. But before we get into all that good stuff, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video. If you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on the Cardano project and the direction of ADA coin down in the comments section below. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into the computer and start today's analysis. Welcome into the ADA chart, guys. If you want to buy ADA or want some free Bitcoin, there's a couple of links down in the description of today's video. And the last time we took a look at ADA was on the 10th. And at that point in time, we were looking relatively alright. We were starting to recover from this massive dip that we saw as a result of Bitcoin crashing. And effectively, we were sitting roughly at this mark here. We bounced between $2.27 US and $2.59 US. In the following few days, we really did bounce as well, getting all the way up to here at $2.80, but currently we are unfortunately sitting at $2.14. It has been a bloodbath of a week for the entire crypto space, so don't feel too bad. All the cryptos are unfortunately copying it at the moment, but there are a few key things that I want to show you so you can keep in mind if you are trading. The first one is one of our main support points, in my opinion, was unfortunately broken, and that was at $2.30, which basically means we are falling back to the next point on the chart, as you can, clearly see. So where is that next point? Well, as we start to move down slightly more, you can see that next point is probably roughly where we are at this point in time. And the reason is because plenty of price action has occurred back here in, May of 2021, and plenty of price action has also occurred here in August a bit more recently as well. And for that reason, given this is touching all the candles here and effectively all the candles over here as well, that makes it a key point of support due to the sheer volume of price action that is occurring. So let's zoom in on that. As you can see, we slightly dip below it, but we are still holding that point overall, which is relatively good for us at this point in time. Now, I don't think we're going to see a quick bounce back, but one thing to keep in mind is you can see the volume has been deteriorating over the past couple of weeks since the big dip. That indicates that the selling pressure is dying out. And that means what we will hopefully start to see is some buying action starting to come back in. But we need to hold this key point. If we don't hold this key point, guys, we are potentially going down to our next point of support, which is probably here, $1.86. You can see across here, it has been a key point of contention previously, maybe even a bit lower than that as well. So I'm just going to use that point roughly as the next marker of where we could potentially be dropping down to if we see this point of support here at $2.15, unfortunately fail for ADA. But let's take a look at, I suppose, a few more indicators to help us right here. The first of which I want to show you is our moving averages, obviously. So I'm going to bring in the 20-day, of course, and the 50-day. So let's bring that one as well. There we are. And one key thing that you need to see here is our 50-day moving average has unfortunately failed in the past 24 hours. That means that it was coming up as a key point of support, but we immediately fell through it. We didn't even bounce off it for support. So that is not very ideal. And one other thing we're seeing as well is our 20-day moving average is moving down with the price. And this is an issue due to the fact that we can see the 50-day moving average is still creeping upwards. So likely what we're going to see is this sort of a pattern occur. And if you watch my videos, you know exactly what this cross is. When we have a short-term moving average dropping sharply below a 50-day moving average or a longer-term moving average, that is known as a death cross, and it indicates a reversal in the overall trend. So as you can see, since, you know, mid-July, we have been trending upwards, relatively speaking. But now that is not so much the case. We are starting to see a dip, and we are at risk of one of these death crosses occurring. So keep an eye out for that. If we manage to potentially, you know, bounce off this support point and start to see some momentum build and we start growing again, we might be able to avoid it. But this 20-day moving average is coming down very, very sharply. So keep that in mind. Watch this one, guys. It's not fantastic news in today's video, as you can clearly tell, but I want to be real with you. So keep an eye on it. This 50-day moving average is now acting as a point of resistance for us. So we really need to get back through that so that a cross like this does not occur. Let's remove those ones now, and let's also take a look at the MACD. Here we go. Bring that one up. And as you can see, we've been red for obviously quite some time now. After a long period of green, we had a death cross on that at our peak here. That was a sign that we were going to see a reversal. Now we can see both moving averages moving downwards. Now what is good is it has been moving down for an extended period of time. So we've gone past this point of zero and down into the negatives, indicating that potentially we might be in for a change of scenery quite soon. As you can see, this has been by far one of the biggest peaks that we've had from an MACD perspective. We've had very good buying momentum, but with every peak obviously comes a trough. What goes up must come down. The whole market, it obviously fluctuates overall, so keep that in mind when you're looking at any cryptos. ADA is no exception to that. So yes, we are coming back down, but hopefully we will start to see this dying out. You can really see that a lot of the buying and selling momentum is going towards the selling side. That is a lot. So I suppose one thing, as I mentioned at the start of the video, that can comfort you is there's not too much volume overall that's contributing to this, but no one's stepping up to buy. I think everyone is honestly waiting and looking for a bottom before they start buying again. So as a result, we're going to continue to see this unfortunately drop until a bit more confidence comes back into the overall market and into ADA itself. This, I imagine, would also be replicated on the RSI. As you can see, it's in a similar fashion to the MACD. We've been diving down in this sort of a direction. We're currently sitting at an MACD of 39 points. 30 points is the bottom end of our band before we move into the oversold mark. So yes, there's been a lot of selling pressure and we're moving towards the point of oversold. So if we do see some buying momentum come in, there is plenty of room for growth. And all things considered, ADA hasn't dropped that significantly. When you look at our peak, it was $3.10 US, and our biggest dip at the moment has been $2. So overall, you're looking at roughly 33%. Now we're currently sitting at $2.15. Recovered a bit obviously, but we've started going back down once again. So overall, I think we're not looking too bad. We're definitely not looking bad from an RSI perspective, but if we can avoid going to oversold, that will obviously be better as well. But overall, what is the target for this video? Well, the target's actually quite simple. Hold this point of support. $2.14 odd cents must hold. Otherwise, we're going down to that next level right here to $1.85, 86, 87 odd cents, unfortunately. And if that doesn't hold, obviously potentially lower. What we got to look out for is that big death cross we have coming up in this sort of a manner with our 20 and 50 day moving averages. So keep an eye out for that when you are looking at the charts. That wraps up our analysis on Cardano's ADA coin today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on the direction of ADA coin over the next few weeks down in today's comment section. And as well, what are your thoughts on the Cardano project overall? If you did enjoy today's video, remember to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. But I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.